I have 15 minutes. I'm going to do my best to be on time. I'm going to click very fast, and I'm going to show you everything that's happening in the mobile industry today as quickly as humanly possible. The most important thing to talk about at the moment is the shift to the app economy. Now, I'm presuming a large number of people in the audience have a smartphone. I was here earlier in the year, and I whipped out my smartphone and said, this is the most important thing in anyone's life. Almost anyone. There are still people who don't have this. But now, this has become the second most important thing in anyone's life, a battery pack, to keep their phone alive for as long as humanly possible. So, even when the battery runs out, you've got a chance to carry on using your apps on your smartphone. People are using them all the time, and they're having a lot of fun with apps. InternetQ listed in 2010, and I joined the company soon after as part of M&A with a company in Singapore. I'm based in Singapore, live and work in the Asian region, and obviously it's one of the booming areas of our business. But we are in fact now in 24 places around the world physically. We've had some investments in M&A in Latin America, and that's proven to be a great success, as much success as Asia. And as a company, we're involved in three things: mobile marketing, digital entertainment, and ad tech. So ad tech is short for advertising technology. And advertising technology right now, I think we're at the cutting edge of what it can achieve. We posted these results for 2013. These are the audited results, and obviously revenues clocked in at 104 million euros. Our growth for the last couple of years has been about 40%, and EBITDA there 16.2 million. I think strategically we're in great shape. We're in line with market expectations. We're going to announce our interim results in 3 weeks, about September the 30th. So tune in for more news then. Obviously the key thing for us to talk about is the cash flow positivity, something which we've focused incredibly heavily on in the last couple of years. We're a stealth stock, as the Americans call it. That's a stock which is listed but is undervalued, basically. And there's a lot of interest from American investors because they see there's a mismatch between the numbers we're posting and the performance of the share. And I think that RBC obviously put it on the record again, saying how undervalued InternetQ stock was. And as a shareholder, stockholder myself, I think I can strongly agree with that, and we're all doing our best as members of the company to improve the market sentiment. We are posting numbers, we are in line with expectations, and we are growing incredibly fast. Into the app economy. The app economy is going incredibly quickly. These numbers get out of date incredibly quickly. If you look at the first date, those mobile apps being downloaded, 102 billion in 2013, revenues around about 26 billion. Apple just came up with a new figure, saying that the app economy is going to add 53 billion pounds to worldwide GDP this year. I almost can't really articulate how immense these numbers are, how huge the transformation is in the digital economy, the app economy. But I'll try. We're riding something really big, really huge. More than 1 billion touchscreens in 2013 alone. It's up 46% year on year, a little bit like InternetQ. But what's driving this growth? The areas where I am active, Indonesia, Vietnam, what is it that's driving growth? Android phones, $50 smartphones. It's about £30, I suppose, something like that. And of course, connectivity. Not just 3G, Wi-Fi is everywhere. There's something like 20,000 Wi-Fi hotspots in Vietnam alone. Every single cafe has Wi-Fi. People can always access content on their mobile devices. And LTE is equally growing really fast. Long-term evolution, 4G, 5G. There's going to be a conference in Singapore in a couple of weeks looking specifically at the growth of LTE. Huge broadband mobile penetration. Numbers, as I say, BRICS with 2 I's, that includes Indonesia, 80% in the developing world. So all the markets where InternetQ is incredibly strong, we have the opportunity there to provide services to all these folks. all buying smartphones for the first time. Just a little comparison, mobile only, that is mobile only internet access. On the phone, everything is done on the phone. Everything is done by an app. All these markets, people are discovering and enjoying and getting involved in internet for the first time, mobile. 1 billion people, 2015. So, what problem are we solving? Mobile marketing for apps, particularly now, is mission critical. There's 2.6 million apps available to consumers around the world. So what are developers going to do? What are publishers going to do? How can they get their apps noticed? How can they make money from app distribution? We've designed a platform which has now become, strategically, probably the most important part of InternetQ's business. Minimob has grown in just a year to provide the logic now for hundreds of millions of transactions on a daily basis. It's a performance-based mobile marketing platform. It's designed by advertisers for advertisers. We are a huge advertiser in mobile. We know exactly what to do in that space, and we are now providing that logic to other partners. We launched our SDK about a year ago. SDK is a small piece of code, software code, that developers wrap into their applications, and it enables them to do many things. Run their own advertising campaigns, even include their own payment options. We've had roughly 250 million downloads and distributions of that app in about a year. Up to 1 million a day being downloaded. This is providing a huge private network for us to advertise into. A huge audience, a huge market, a huge channel which we can sell into. We can actually get great demographics, great data, how to target the campaign very specifically for advertisers. The breakdown is particular also to particular types. So game guys like to work with us because we know who are the most active game users, game downloaders, game buyers. And we work in different ways with game publishers to help extend the value proposition. This is where we sit now with Minimob, the logic, the over-the-top logic, OTT logic of this advertising platform. Previously, InternetQ was a very linear, CRM-driven company, providing service to operators one-on-one. Now we can provide to the whole market, anyone and everywhere, anyone who touches a mobile device and receives an advertisement from us can be brought back into a relationship with an operator, for example. We find that running advertising campaigns, loyalty campaigns for operators now is as popular as the old-fashioned campaigns we used to do with SMS in the old days. So a huge upgrade, a huge change in how the business has become over the top, a smartphone business. Very specifically, commercially, mobile advertising at the moment is sold on a CPC, CPM basis, cost per thousand, cost per click basis. This is something which is becoming a commodity, and it's very difficult for companies to optimize campaigns in mobile and get the absolute best bang for their buck for installations. You have to get an installation of your app, you have to get an activation of your app, start to make money from the app. This is what Minimob does, and we do it on a cost per install base. We only charge when we have a successful installation. And that is something which is absolutely categorical and something that advertisers are really starting to love. And it's also quicker. It happens much more quickly than any other campaigns, and it's cheaper. Facebook costs about 3 times what we can deliver installation for. Google is about 1.5 times what we can do an installation for. These are critical numbers when you're looking to make money from your app. A campaign ran recently with an app developer in Singapore. They wanted to get installs in India. They have very specific targets they have to reach. They have a certain milestone of installations they want to hit. So marketing via Minimob, this is the feedback from the client. And this is the kind of thing that really excites me. When a client says, astounding success, your platform provides us with astounding success in terms of marketing our app, getting downloads, getting activations, getting customers, converting people to using these apps. So don't take my word for it, take your client's word for it. We learned a lot from our own app, Akazoo, social music service. Akazoo as digital entertainment is something that we built and gave to mobile operators and partners to to help them promote their value-added services, to give them a rich app experience, music streaming experience. People often compare it to Spotify, they often compare it to Deezer and the other players in this space. It is a very strong music service. It is a great addition to our portfolio, our offering for our clients, our partners, the mobile operators. And it's growing significantly, 80% over the last 4 years. Obviously our results are going to be updated and published in a couple of weeks, but we're in line with expectations for growth. And we are one of the only profitable music services anywhere in the world. I'm not sure about Spotify, not sure about Deezer. Someone's going to check the books at some point, but we are obviously making a profit and posting that publicly. As a platform, it has everything that Spotify has, everything that Deezer has. 25 million songs, all the catalogs. It's available in many territories, 24 territories as well. We've got partnerships with ISPs, with smartphone guys like Sony Mobile in Malaysia. We're just renewing again for another year because the product is so successful. It is growing across the board with partnerships particularly. I'm very excited about new partnerships like the Connected Home partnership. So people take our Akazu product and they actually make it available via broadband on the TV, to a streaming speaker in the house, on the PC, on the mobile device, on the tablet. Music everywhere, and this is the perfect platform to deliver that service. Going forward, more of the same. Partnerships grow the business really quickly. We actually launched with Orange in Poland, supplanting some of those erstwhile competitors, and that's been a very successful launch for us, and that should be reflected in the figures later this month. Beats, who you may have heard of, was sold to Apple for about $1 billion. Streaming music service and a headphone business. On that comparison, Akazu alone should be worth a sizable amount of value. It is an incredibly successful, profitable streaming music service. But we do lots of apps. We have lots of different apps. We really are into this app space. We even have an app discovery app because it's a quick way to get more apps into people's phones. And I remember a couple of years ago doing a roadshow for investors, and the guy sent an email saying, "Why don't you do football?" And we were thinking, well, yeah, football's a possibility. And fortunately, we've managed to strike a deal with Chelsea Football Club. This is the only official app for Chelsea Football Club. It's going to be launched and available in Singapore, Malaysia and Thailand. So sorry for the guys in England, but they're working on their own thing. But you might be able to get it over the top anyway through devious means and virtual private networks. But branded apps, there are apps being built all over the world, all over the country. Every company is building an app. Every content service is building an app. Every radio station is building an app. There are so many apps being built and distributed. The question is, how do you get to the top of the pack? How do you get noticed? How do you get your app downloaded? How do you make money from your app? We solve that problem. And that's what I'm very excited about the Minimob platform. Overall, where do we want to sit? Well, of course, as a company, we've been growing very aggressively, 40% each year. But the CEO is absolutely convinced with the new release of the Minimob platform on September the 16th, even greater scale is possible. It's all digital growth, of course, but it's providing such a neat solution to the marketplace that the opportunity is unlimited. Right now, I say we're in a position of unlimited demand, unlimited supply. The app economy is so massive and so dynamic that we are providing a service into that economy which will never go backwards. It can only increase in scale as more people adopt smartphones, as more people download apps, as more people enjoy content on their phone. I think you can see that InternetQ is positioned at the perfect point now in the intersection of the change from planet Earth being a feature phone, old-fashioned planet to being a smartphone, always on, always connected broadband planet. And that's happening all over the world, especially in China, India, and I'm nearly done, and Indonesia. So very exciting time for me. Very happy to come back and present the update for InternetQ. Obviously, when we announce our results, we'll be able to be even more specific about the growth. But it's a pleasure to speak to you. Thank you very much for your attention.